Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Where are we? That's what you're wondering. Well, we're dropping down from Armu Village and we're on our way down to downtown Kato Paradise. In other words, we're going to drive down to the Kato Paphos harbour and see what's going on. And as you may notice, it's a rather beautiful looking morning. That sky is simply, well, it's not as blue as I'd like it to be, but it is very, very blue indeed. And the temperature is starting to ramp up. The mist seems to have gone, the dust seems to have gone, and summer seems to be knocking on the door. So sit back and relax as we descend into downtown Paphos. And it's going to be a nice little drive, and hopefully you're going to enjoy it, and we'll have a bit of a jibber jabber on the way. Now, there is a very, very special lady, and it's a very, very special day for her today, and her husband has got a very, very special surprise for her. 20 years ago, they came to Paphos for a holiday, and guess what? Well, if your name is Miss Tony Rhodes, a very, very good morning to you, and a very, very happy birthday indeed. And guess what? That man sitting next to you, Mr. Matt Rhodes, he's organised a very, very special little surprise, and you are going to be moseying on down to downtown Paphos on the 8th of June, and you're coming to have a great holiday, that is for sure. Hopefully it's a great surprise, and hopefully, Miss Tony, you have an absolutely spectacular day, and hopefully that Mr. Matt looks after you that little bit better and treats you that little bit more like a princess today than any other day. And we look forward to seeing you in June. You drop in the comments, Miss Tony, Mr. Matt, and we will take great pleasure in coming and hunting you down, either somewhere on Bar Street or the Kato Paphos Promenade, the harbour, and you never know, we might even get Miss Tony to dance the Chuchuchka with Miss Marika, and we might even capture it on camera. So a very good morning and a wonderful birthday is what we wish you. And Matt, take her out and treat her that little bit extra special today. Now, where are we? This is the top of Konya. Some new houses being built there on the left, and we're going to wiggle and we're going to waggle, and eventually we're going to get down to the Limassol roundabout. At that roundabout, sorry Lady O Sweet, we're not going to shoot up the bypass and go to the workshop. We're going to go straight down to Paradise, down the tree-lined avenue, as we say, and we're going to end up in downtown Kato Paphos on the hotel's road. And then we're going to wiggle and waggle away and see what's going on, because there's a lot of big diggering going on, isn't it? The Kumbari #1 for Donis the Mayor has got his hand in that EU till, and they are milking the living daylights out of Brussels and putting in all sorts of infrastructure, new pavements and new lighting and new smart signage and all these kind of things. And we promise you, eventually Paphos is going to come back better than it ever was before. It's going to be a great place to come. And again, Miss Tony, if you're still watching, Mr. Matt, if you haven't clicked off, by the time you get in June, I promise you that the harbour area and the promenade area and most of the infrastructure projects in and around the downtown Kato Paphos area will be complete, so you will be able to walk around quite easily in your flip-flops and those kind of things. Now, I want to do a shout out to some of the superstars that do keep the channel afloat. How does it work? Well, very simple. What you do is you go through to our About page. There's a little thing called Buy Me a Coffee, a little icon there. Click on that once or twice. Very much appreciated. And if you want a special mention or a special video, well, that's how it works. Somehow we have to raise the money to pop it into the tank of this old girl to keep us driving around. This is the Limassol roundabout, and as I say, there's some nice flowers coming out, so we know spring is definitely here. And over yonder now, that's the Alpha Mega Hypermarket, and we're going to filter down to the left and continue on our descent down into Paphos. So this is top of Paphos. The next roundabout in about a mile or so is a Midtown Paphos. You can go left for the old airport road through Yedaskipu, or you could go right and into Midtown Paphos. And if you're lucky, you may even go past the mayor's office and you might find his black Mercedes parked up on the chevrons, on the W lines, across to a busy school, just down from a busy junction and a busy set of traffic lights. Why is that? Because he doesn't know how to work the smart app, or he doesn't want to pay. One of the two. And there's an awful lot of us like that, because I hate paying for car parking, to be honest. I mean, last night I went out with some superstars. We had a great meal in Chloe's Chinese restaurant on the promenade. Probably the greatest Chinese restaurant in Paphos. We'll leave you to come up with your own opinions, but I think it is. And well, the Barnhooks, that's John and Louise, and we were also graced by the presence of a superstar known as the baby Barnhawk. That's Miss Fern, and she brought with her number one partner in crime, and of course he is Harry the Keeper, a superstar amongst superstars. And we had a great evening. Well, I did. They probably didn't. They probably had to put up with me thinking, my God, when's he going to go? But anyway, we had a fabulous meal and great service, and we had a great chat. And one of the things that Miss Louise was telling me, that John doesn't like to pay for parking either, so he'll drive around for hours, as I will. I'll drive around and spend €20 on fuel looking for that free parking space rather than pay £2 to park. It's we're from a generation, because we're old, if you understand me, where parking used to be free. But of course, the boroughs and the councils and the governments around the world, the municipalities in Cyprus, for example, they're all looking for ways to make money, aren't they? So they block this bit off and block that bit off, and then put a car park over there, and want you to go and use a smart app. What was wrong with pay meters? Anyway, there you go, Mr. Andy of Andy and Ness fame. That's the rant over. If you're an MG, by the way, you can pop over there on the right hand side, and they're electrified only cars, aren't they? Me, well, I don't like the sound of electrified cars. They don't make a noise, do they? I like to hear a purr. I like to drive around in a big gas guzzling thing, because I do like to hear that engine as it just purrs along. Call me odd, but as I say, I'm old, you see. I'm very old indeed. Anyway, as I said, I want to do a big shout out to some of the people that helped to fund the channel, and it is very much appreciated, and we thank you from the bottom of our two hearts. So I want to do a big shout out to Brett. Thanks for those coffees, Mr. Brett. Bobo the dog, thank you very much. I hope that you put Mr. Sean's credit card back, because otherwise he's going to be suspicious. But don't forget to go and get it again next month. Isabel Cousins, thank you very much, and we will be doing your little video for you very soon. As you understand, Marika is away at the moment, but when she comes back, we are going to go and storm that Annabelle Hotel on the Tomb of Kings Avenue and make a special video for you. Dame Annabelle, thank you very much. K&T Hackworth, thank you very much indeed. And of course, Mr. Matt, yes, Mr. Matt Rhodes, thank you very much. And like I say, hopefully today you're going to treat Miss Tony that little bit extra special, perhaps take her out for a nice Sunday lunch and spoil her rotten. Because if you don't, well, when she comes over, if she doesn't tell us the right things, we're going to have a word with you, and pop some concrete boots on you and chuck you into that blue Mediterranean Sea. But I understand that you're going to make her day very special today, and hopefully I have managed to bring a smile to your face and of course to Miss Tony's face. And we wish you a great day indeed, Miss Tony. Have a spectacular day, as I say. There we are. We're on the tree-lined avenue. We are descending down towards Kato Paphos. That was the former roundabout known as Debenhams roundabout, and probably for the next 20 years that's what we're going to call it, until they build a skyscraper, give it some fancy name, and then we will call it the skyscraper roundabout or something like that. Anyway, big shout out to some of the stars on the show. Dame Ann, she's sitting in the trunk. Sitting next to her is the lady known as the Star. Of course, her name is Miss Anna Star, the greatest lawyer in downtown Poland. She's coming to Paphos very soon, so hopefully we're going to catch her on camera and scare the living daylights out of her. And like I said, it was out last night with the superstars known as the Barnhooks. They've been with us from very early on, and we've met up now 3 or 4 times. And well, I see John and Louise as great friends, and I mean that sincerely, and I believe that they see us as friends. Even Miss Fern, who thinks I'm completely nuts, probably thinks of me as some weird uncle, and I think Mr. Harry as well. I see them as like an adopted daughter and an adopted son-in-law. So don't forget, pop that ring on that finger, Mr. Harry the Keeper. don't forget. Now, we were chatting last night, and for some reason, I don't know why this is, but for some reason, the Barnhooks, because I think there's something fancy about that name anyway, but they've been overlooked. Lots of knights have been made, lots of lords have been made, but we were chatting away last night, and we've come to the conclusion that the Barnhooks have to have a title. So we had a bit of a chat about it. So from now on and forever, these are the titles for the superstars known as the Barnhooks. We have Baron John Barnhook, we have Baroness Louise Barnhook, and then the baby Barnhook is more than happy with her name. So Miss Fern, forever and a day, will be known as the baby Barnhook. And wow, can she sing, by the way. If you happen to be in the Thomas's Jungle Bar last night, this girl, she got up and her rendition of the two songs was, well, to be honest, I think she should be a singer. She's a great teacher, I understand that, but I think perhaps she should go off and start a sideline, because I think somebody probably would sign her up. And fabulous voice, and I mean it sincerely, truly, truly fabulous voice indeed. And, well, Harry the Keeper, he actually likes his title as well. So there we go. We've got Baron John Barnhook, Baroness Louise Barnhook from now on, and we've got the baby Barnhook. We all know who she is, and of course we've got Harry the Keeper, and we all know who he is. So here we are now entering the area known as downtown Kato. Paridise. This is the road that's going to connect us up to the Hotels Avenue. In Greek it's Pasidonus Avenue, but we just call it the Hotels Road. It's much simple. Us in the Greekish doesn't work that well, because of course we are British. Coming up here, you've got the Veronica Hotel, if you're curious to know where that is. I remember a chap named Lee Jackson, he booked in there last year. And I remember the twins, Double Trouble, Lord Jeremy and Lord Simon, they booked in there for a week, and they said there was some strange noises coming from their room next door. They thought there was a serial killer in there or something. Anyway, Avanti Hotel, 4-star luxury hotel. A chap who was asking about that the other day, that's there on the left hand side. And if you want to get to the beach, all you do is cut through that place there, the Olympic Lagoon Resort, and straight out the back of it is the blue Mediterranean Sea. So this is Pasidonus Avenue, or as I call it, the Hotels Road. We'll try not to run this young gentleman over. He seems to have just arrived, because he's a little bit pink, shall we say. This is the Ampura Resort on the left hand side, and we hung out there with Lady so sweet Caroline, and of course Lord Nigel Big Guns, and the superstar known as Miss Ellie. Yes, a couple of weeks ago. Time goes, doesn't it? And then coming up now, we've got the Antesia Beach Bar. That's on the left. You've got to use an app to order a drink in there, so I've never been there because I'm not that clever. And then here, I always think of one man, Joe Cox, his beautiful wife, Miss Julie. Of course, their sister came along, Miss Kath, and of course, Mr. Colin. And they had their birthdays in there just over December. And they're coming back to do it all over again next year. So you never know. We might get to accost them, or they may accost us. This hotel coming up now doesn't need much of an introduction. There you go, girls. Alexander the Great. And even Lady so sweet understands the mistake that she made when she booked up to another hotel just down the road. And she's looking forward to coming back there in November, and you never know. You might get that special room that you got last time, 007. Although Mr. Andy and Miss Ness, they've got their eyes on that room as well. And of course, Dame Anne is coming into town. I'm pretty sure that the Jet2 app is counting down, and I think it's around about 20 days, isn't it, Dame Anne? Yes. So guess what? You usually be coming for a Sunday lunch when you're in downtown Paphos. Or we'll take you to see Mr. Alan in the old town and get you a gluten-free cake or two. So let's go down here. As you can see, there's a bit of big diggering going on, and it's quite common practice in Paphos at the moment. I'd say infrastructure and all these projects have got to be done. Unfortunately, perhaps it wasn't the best time of year, but well, let's hope it gets done pretty quick. That's all we can hope for, isn't it? So at least if you're on foot, as most tourists are, it doesn't affect you that much. It's only when you're driving around in cars that one day this road's dug up and one day that road's dug up. So Annabelle Hotel, there it is on the left hand side. You've got the Imperial Chinese up there on the left. You've got Marriott's Diamonds, which is closed. Pamela's Diamonds, it's closed. That's the Royal. the restaurant that belongs to the Dionysus Hotel at the back. And well, this is the downtown Kato Paphos promenade. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, and if you do like what you see, want to hit that like, click the subscribe, and perhaps come back for a little bit more of my insanity, and we'll see you in the next one very, very soon. Thanks for watching.